Hello and welcome to the Critically Clueless. I'm a monk, and today we are back in Age of Wonders 4 and we're doing another faction build. This build is my Chaos Brutes. This is an absolutely brilliant playthrough, especially if you like to roleplay a little bit. And who better than to pick for my Chaos Brutes than orcs themselves? We're going to be taking a leaf out of Warhammer with this one. Now, first of all, we have got the body trait to pick from, and there's a few decent options within the body traits. It really does depend what you're trying to achieve. Strong is a good one. Tough, again, is a good one. I feel like we're going to go with Hearty this time, though. Hearty gives us an extra 10 points within our hit points, and I want our guys to be a little bit more tanky. Now, strong has its benefits. Tough has its benefits with giving us an extra 2 in defense. But like I said, I quite like the extra hit points. Next up, we have the mind trait. Now, once again, I'm going to do a special shout out for adaptable. I think it's absolutely ridiculously good, giving you an extra 30% experience. So if you pick that, I cannot blame you. Tenacious, again, is another one that really goes underlooked, especially if you are very attack focused. Your troops are not going to be full health a lot. With Tenacious, your troops will be dealing extra damage. However, we're going to go for something a little bit more conservative here, and we're going to go for defensive tactics. Now, with defensive tactics, we gain an extra 1 defense and 1 resilience when units are standing next to one another. So that brings us over to our culture pick. And for me, there can really only be one choice. I want to go Barbarian with this. Barbarian gives us a quick point into Chaos, which is what I want to spec into anyway. Now, I will be picking up dark points as well. However, right now, Barbarian have the stats that I want right at the start. You get a little bit extra food and draft with structures. Melee units have Primal Strike, dealing extra damage on their first attack in combat. And you also get the Ritual. And with this ritual, your units that you place in the city center will get 50% health points back, 100% movement points back, and it removes exhausted if you have used forced march. This can be really useful for getting an army back on track and ready to attack again. Next up, we have our society traits. Here we can pick 2, of course. The first one I want to pick is Prolific Swarmers. I want to go down that chaos route. And Prolific Swarmers is absolutely a brilliant one to pick up. Cities require 10% less food to gain population, meaning your city is going to be ranking up faster than the other cities. Tier 1 troops have an extra rank to them, make them stronger than normal basic units. And non-magic origin units require 20% less unit upkeep, meaning you're going to be able to pump out more of those level 1 basic troops. Now, I was really tempted to double down on the chaos here. Ritual Cannibals can be fun to pick up. Ruthless Raiders, again, a good one to pick up, especially if you want those extra hero bonus items early. But Adapt Settlers is possibly one of the best perks you can actually pick for any race whatsoever, because your starting city will start with an extra 1 population. And remember, our cities are already going to be boosted faster with that minus 10% food requirement. But with Adapt Settlers, we also get a +1 to our city cap. That means our empire is going to be able to have more cities without having to get punished. And the new cities that we found will also get that +1 in population. If you are looking for something else, however, I would highly recommend Great Builders. This is amazing. Being able to start with a workshop off the bat is slightly overpowered. Now we've got our first tomes that we can pick. Now I'd like to remind you all, guys, when creating your faction, your empire, you can mix and match. You can have as many different affinities as you want. It doesn't really matter. As you play through your game, you're going to be picking up more tomes, and therefore if you want to double down on any one affinity, you can. Then this is your real first opportunity to spread out and explore, maybe change a different affinity. Getting those points early, as in from turn one, can be really useful. Even a single point in an affinity can be absolutely worthwhile picking up. But for us and what we're going to do, I think going down the chaos route is going to work very, very well. And Tome of the Horde embodies what we're trying to do. A very cool little minor race transformation you can get is Spawn King. This will actually miniaturize your troops, increasing the number within a single formation and boosting by 20% the damage in which our troops inflict. That being said, we did actually pick up 2 points in nature, so the opposite of that would be super growth, in which case you'd get more power that way too. I should also point out with Tome of the Horde, you also get a mob count which generates 7 food, 7 draft. Also, your tier 1 units are 20% cheaper as well, meaning you can pump out more of those tier 1 units. And I think best off, it also counts as a forester, or towards as a forester. You need 2 foresters for certain buildings within this game. And our last big decision really is whether we want to be a champion or a wizard king. Both of them come with perks. For me, I think a champion works particularly well. All cities gain extra 10% gold. And trust me, you're going to need an awful lot of gold production in this game if you want all of those armies. We also get a 20 plus in city stability. The more stable your cities, the more gold, the more production your cities are able to output. Now, of course, we're on to the customization side of our faction. You can do anything you want here, have a bit of fun with it. What I would say, however, is remember we do actually have an active and growing Discord. So if you want to join that Discord, chat about your Age of Wonders 4 experience, or simply get some more tips from people that are playing the game right now, the link is down in the description. But just like that, we have created our Chaos Brutes. These guys are going to run absolutely rampant on any map you choose to play them on. But now we created our faction, now it's time to actually have a look at the different affinity paths that we've chosen to go down. And I'm going to pick out a few of the key perks that I think you should try and pick up along the way. Now we obviously have doubled down on our chaos line, and I feel like strengthening this and going deeper into the chaos line, giving yourself more affinity, is going to work really, really well. Call of Chaos is a decent one to pick up, for defeating infestations grants you a unit based on the infestation you defeated. Then you've got Impressment. On top of everything we've already picked up, our Unit 1, our Tier 1 units cost 30% less upkeep. Battlefield Looting, again, works brilliantly for boosting our income. For every one we kill, we're going to be getting a payday. And Lure of the Horde also grants us extra units when we win a battle. It is a 50-50 split decision on whether we actually get that unit, but it's fantastic, and more often than not, you do actually get it. Rite of War is another good one I love. It's a one-off perk. Whenever you buy it for 150 Imperium, you get yourself a bandit army. And as we're prolific spawners and raiders, skilled raiders is a great one to pick up too. As for raiding provinces, will give us extra health. But one of the best perks for us to pick up, especially late game when you want to make that big rush for a big win against cities, or maybe you've just suffered a heavy defeat and you need to replace those numbers. Right of the Chosen Warriors is absolutely amazing. Your cities gain 500 draft in this single turn, meaning if you've got the cash, you're able to pump out troop after troop after troop. But we're not done with these perks yet, because War Slaves is brilliant. Burning down cities gives you extra population. And if you make it all the way to the end of this tree, you got Right of the Possessed, in which you can get yourself a Bowler for 500 Imperium. Hopefully by then you would have actually learned the spell to just summon them at will. Now, we have only got 2 points in nature, but it's more than enough for us, because the very first perk that you can pick up, and we need no more points to get it, founding or exorbitant cities is quicker. Newly founded cities, and don't forget we do actually have that extra city cap, those cities immediately have that extra population. And yes, by the way, that does stack with the perks that we already picked up in Empire Creation. Next perk also gives us an extra 5 food for every farm that we put down, meaning that our cities are going to be able to grow a lot quicker for a lot less. And we're going to be able to pick up both of those perks without needing to put in any more points towards nature whatsoever. But if you choose to do so, there are some pretty handy perks you can pick up along the way that do work rather well, and you can get them for pretty cheap Imperium as well. But there we go, guys. That is my build for my Chaos Brutes. I love playing a Chaos build. I think it's an absolutely great playthrough with a lot of fun, loads of action. If you end up playing with this faction, let me know down in the comments. Let me know how your playthrough went or what you tweaked and picked up along the way. But until next time, I've been a Mark, we've been a Critically Clueless, and I will see you in the next video real soon. Until then, take it easy, and as ever, happy gaming.